Hi, this is my personal introduction for AEP 855. My name is Jama Mustaine, and I am a third grade teacher. I taught second grade for the last 5 years, and for 3 years now I have been the student council sponsor, which is for our 4th and 5th graders. I work at Langston Hughes Elementary School, which is in Lawrence, Kansas. We have about 580 students in grades K through 5. Outside of school, I work year-round as a swim coach for the Lawrence Aquahawks. I've done this for 5 years, and I've coached ages 4 to 11-year-olds, Mondays through Thursdays and on Saturdays. Next, I'm going to talk about the mindsets, dispositions, principles, and practices of an ethical leader. Mindsets are the assumptions, methods, or notions that shape our beliefs and our actions. So these are 3 mindsets that ethical leaders have, and I do agree with them because leaders need to connect with and reach all students. They need to put teamwork ahead of individual ability and understand that their attitude towards positive and negative things that happen is their choice. Dispositions are normal behaviors, responses, and reactions. So these are 5 dispositions that ethical leaders have. I do agree with them. Leaders need to be able to advocate for what they think is right, not be afraid of failure. They need to be able to ease conflict and build positive relationships, as well as understand that challenge comes with change, so a balance of patience and persistence is needed. And I think it's very important for leaders to be learners and willing to find what strategies might help their staff and students be most successful. Practices are the strategies and behaviors that are displayed. Ethical leaders focus and prioritize. They examine feedback and data, and they have emotional intelligence. I agree with these practices as I think leaders need to be able to prioritize their goals and outcomes above other things. They need to have that ability to say no. Great leaders need to be able to examine relevant feedback that can help their school be successful in the areas of their weaknesses. And leaders need to be able to treat everyone with trust and respect and make them feel safe and valued. These are the principles which are points of ethical consideration that ethical leaders have. I agree with them. It's important for leaders to stand by what they think is right for their students and their staff, for them to put the needs of the students, staff, community, and stakeholders above the needs of their own, to practice self-control and discipline. Being a leader always means having integrity. Leaders need to be able to recognize talent in a way that promotes and creates goodwill among the staff members and doesn't cause negative emotions. Being a great leader requires them to communicate and hold everyone to high expectations of high ethical value. Leaders should be sensitive and understanding, as well as give respect to all of the members in their group. When I reflect on my own mindset, dispositions, practices, and principles, I've realized that I'm very similar in my personal and professional lives or environments. I have identified my strengths as having emotional intelligence because I do my best to treat everyone with dignity and respect. And another strength of mine is being a learner because I really enjoy seeking out new strategies or practices that might help my students be successful. I've identified my weaknesses as being able to utilize the strength of others to help get things done rather than, relying on my own individual ability. And another weakness I have is being afraid of failure and taking risks. So because of the weaknesses that I've identified, these are the changes I feel I need to make in order to be a highly successful future school leader. And that would be to take risks, to utilize on the strengths of others and not just my own ability to get things done. And I need to work on focusing on the needs of other staff members and not just my students. This all supports educational success and well-being by ensuring equity. When we place the goals and strengths of all staff and students at the front, in an environment where everyone feels safe and valued, we have created a solid foundation where success can then be built.